Fox 11 News, the Southland's #1 news at 10.
Tony McEwing joins us, coming in from the newsroom with a look at a breakthrough, in plastic surgery?
You would think it was wonderful music. You sang it. Anyway.
No editorial comments.
No comments.
No, actually, this is actually a wonderful story. It is a liposuction technique which is virtually bloodless, painless, scarless, with a quick recovery time. Vibrotumescent liposuction also reduces the dimples and unevenness that some get with traditional liposuction. Now, we're going to watch a 39-year-old patient go through the procedure, but we do have a warning for you. Some of the pictures may be graphic for our sensitive viewers.
This is it.
Jody Preston is embarking on a journey which not long ago would have been considered a medical miracle. It is a path she's taken before.
I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my body and my looks, and some people have called me neurotic, but I like to take care of myself.
Jody used to be a competitive bodybuilder and continues to stay in shape. If you're wondering how much difference liposuction could make for someone like her, take a look at her pictures before and after her first operation.
It just takes problem areas away that working out or weight training can't hit.
Unlike traditional liposuction, which can leave dimples in the skin, this vibrotumescent technique uses a vibration method invented by Dr. Fred Sahafi.
By vibrating the tissue very strongly, we can even out the result and make the final result totally smooth with no wave.
Time for Jody's operation. Today, she'll be getting fat removed from her upper and lower abdomen. While Dr. Sahafi scrubs, Jody is given a new type of anesthesia that puts her in a light sleep. Next, the doctor prepares the cannula, used to liquefy the fat and suck it out. Although she doesn't look like she needs liposuction, take a look.
So that's the thickness of the skin and the fat before the lipo. And we will do it at the end. You will see the difference.
Before the procedure, he numbs the skin to reduce post-op pain, makes a small incision the size of a pinprick, and inserts the cannula to pump in a liquid mixture of saline, a local anesthetic, and epinephrine to stop the bleeding.
This liquid is going to make the fat kind of liquid, so it's easier to take it out.
Once the solution is in place, he uses the vibration machine.
That's going to make sure that the liquid now is everywhere.
Then the actual extraction of fat begins. In total, about 1 pound will be removed from Jody's midsection. If you think this liposuction technique is amazing, consider this. This operation will take only about 30 minutes, and she'll be able to go back to work, believe it or not, tomorrow. Too good to be true? It sounded that way to Dr. Fred Berkowitz, who performed the first liposuction in America. You were skeptical.
Yes, but after watching his technique, the vibrotumescent technique, I think that it's a good advance.
More men are knocking at Dr. Sahafi's door. Randy Hester used lipo to liberate himself from the pot belly he carried for years.
Well, last year I was water skiing, and as I was water skiing, I looked down and it seemed like it was bigger to me, or it seemed like it was more obvious, and just decided at that point, by next summer, it wasn't going to be there.
After fat is removed from Jody's upper abs, Dr. Sahafi vibrates the area one more time to smooth everything out. Now take a look at the difference.
That makes me happy.
Finally, a single stitch is used to close the incision.
I don't feel like I had surgery.
In just an hour, she's awake and being rolled out the door.
I'm very alert.
Now, this technique costs about $750 per body part worked on, plus anesthesia and operating room costs. Jody's technique, by the way, costs about $3,000. Dr. Sahafi says, however, that liposuction is not a substitute for weight loss. We can't emphasize that too much, although some patients can lose up to 12 pounds with one procedure.
What is this procedure called?
Vibrotumescent.
Can you say that on morning TV?
You can, and it actually uses a vibrator.
Thanks for clarifying.
That you can't say on morning TV.
But she didn't look like she needed anything.
Well, here's the thing. Now, you have to understand, with Jody, it was more body sculpting.
Oh, as opposed to correction.
Because you saw how she looked as a competitive bodybuilder. Well, she's not going to look like that anymore, because she's not going to work out to the extent that it requires for her to look that way. So what she wants to do is maintain that appearance as much as she can permanently, without having to put the tons and tons and tons of workout and dieting in to have that look.
So I could do it today, be here tomorrow.
Tony, welcome back. Our time is 8:41. We've heard a lot about liposuction lately. A lot of it not good. Tony is back with an update on a story that we've been covering for a while. Hey, Tony.
I know. I feel crowded. I feel like I need liposuction on this set.
Oh,
not you, Tony.
No, not you.
Liposuction has recently made headlines with at least 3 recent deaths. So how safe is liposuction? That's the question a lot of people are asking right now. We revisit a patient that we interviewed last March and update the story with some tips before you go under the knife. Now, you want to get a pencil ready because if you or your loved one is considering lipo, we'll give you a phone number that could literally save your life. This was Jody Preston back in March before her second liposuction.
I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my body and my looks, and some people have called me neurotic, but I like to take care of myself.
Jody was a competitive bodybuilder, but continues to stay fit. But no amount of exercise could take care of certain problem areas. Her first liposuction brought dramatic results. The method, vibrotumescent liposuction, a technique developed by Dr. Fred Sahafi. It includes a vibration technique which smooths out the dimples and uneven areas that often happen with traditional liposuction. When we last saw her in March, Jody was having fat suction from her upper and lower abdomen.
Hello?
Hi.
More than 3 months later, it's time now for Jody's follow-up visit.
Okay, Jody, I don't see any more fat. Now we are just skin and muscle.
I'm happy. I'm incredibly flat. My stomach is incredibly flat. It's effortless. I mean, I'm just childlike flat. It's great. It's really great.
Jody only had about a pound or 2 removed to sculpt her abdominal muscles. Dr. Sahafi says patients should not consider lipo a quick fix weight loss program.
Definitely not. I think as soon as you pass the line and thinking that liposuction is a substitute for weight loss and exercise, you are doing a big mistake.
And that may be at the center of at least one liposuction death. A 47-year-old woman died after she underwent 10 hours of liposuction at this Irvine clinic. A 52-year-old woman died when an unlicensed doctor performed fat reduction surgery in her bedroom with her 14-year-old daughter assisting. And this OBGYN had his license suspended after one of his liposuction patients died of cardiac arrest. But Dr. Sahafi says liposuction is safe and satisfying as long as consumers do some research.
So rule number 1, make sure the doctor is doing a lot of liposuction. Number 2, call some of his patients and talk to them. Make sure they have been happy. And I think the most important thing, number 3, and a lot of my patients actually do that, they come and watch a liposuction.
And here are some more tips. Make sure your doctor has gone through an accredited program. And you want to check to see if he or she has privileges at a local hospital, because that would mean additional review by his or her peers. Also, if your doctor uses a surgical center, you want to check to see if that too is accredited.
Come in.
These were questions Jody answered well before deciding on Dr. Sahafi.
It's very time consuming. This isn't something to take lightly. You know, I was going to do it right, but I did it right. I'm very happy.
Well, there is one more thing that you can do if you are considering liposuction. Check out your doctor by calling the Medical Board of California. Here's the number on your screen right now. It's area code 916-263-2382. That's weekdays, 8 to 5. Or if you're online, you see the web address on your screen right now. You'll get valuable information that way. In fact, you'll find out if your doctor is licensed, the status of the license, and whether he or she has ever been disciplined. And those are all important questions that certainly you want to have answered before you consider your doctor for any liposuction or any other surgical procedure.
It is such a big money maker for doctors
Huge.
now that a lot of doctors just go for a couple of weekend courses.
And see, and that's an important thing. One of the points that our particular Dr. Fred Sahafi made is that liposuction is like 90–95% of his business. So that's what he does. Wow. He does it, and he does it a lot. And you want someone who's experienced if you're going to have it done. You certainly don't want someone who's doing you for the second time, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, one of the doctors mentioned in your story supposedly had a 2-weekend seminar and only went to 1 weekend. for the
That's
training.
scary.
That supposedly, I don't know that's a fact.
Yeah,
but that's
right. Well, those are the kinds of things you want to check out.
And
Interesting results with this, though.
oh, yeah, well, she looks great.
Well, and
You
I think
smooth out dimples with this.
well, and the thing to remember about this particular woman is that she didn't need to have very much fat
Right.
removed. She had been a competitive bodybuilder. She just wanted to keep that kind of conditioning
look.
without having to be in the gym 5 hours a day.
Thank you, Tony. Coming up here next, ladies and gentlemen, coming down the Good Day LA Hallway of Stars.
It's the Hall of Shame.
Here she,
Steve.
the Hall of Shame.
Hi,
It's Kim Coles coming into our studio.
Hello.
You have
Where
some
you been?
good advice for us, right?
Great. I followed the liposuction story.
Well,
That's real
that's
good.
just
Thank
the way
you.
it worked out.
Can I approach the desk, man?
Yes, approach.
Hello.
Okay,
Hello.
go ahead.
Hello. Hey.